there, my name is Gillian Perkins and welcome back to another video. Today, the day that this video is being uploaded, is my birthday. Today I am 25 and to commemorate turning a quarter century old, I decided to film this video about 25 things that I have learned in the past 25 years. The first thing is you can create your own luck. I've noticed that the more successful I have gotten, especially just in the past year or two, the more people seem to almost discount my success and just chalk it all up to luck. They almost seem to think that I'm different somehow and I'm just lucky and that they couldn't possibly do the same things that I'm currently doing. But if you look up a definition of luck, a very common quote definition is luck is when preparedness meets opportunity, or when preparation meets opportunity. And the thing is that you can control both of those things. There are lots of different ways that you can prepare yourself to be able to meet that opportunity. You can be improving your skills, you can be learning things, you can be saving money to invest when an opportunity comes. And there are also ways that you can invite opportunity into your life, like meeting people who might put opportunities in your life or going out and looking for opportunities. And so I firmly believe that luck is something you can create for yourself. The second thing that I've learned is that you are who you believe that you are. This one is a little bit harder for me to explain because I feel like it's something that you have to think about for a long time in order to truly grasp. But basically, if you think that you're an alcoholic, then you will act like an alcoholic and you will continue to drink. If you think that you're a loser who can never hold down a job, then you will prove that to yourself, because what you believe you will manifest. And this isn't some sort of like woo-woo spiritual sort of type of manifesting. This is you actually creating these things in your life. If you see yourself as a loser, you will act like a loser. If you see yourself as a success, then you will do things that a successful person would do. If you see yourself as someone who gets up early in the morning, then you will get up early in the morning. The tricky thing about this is that we believe these things about ourselves and we don't really recognize them as beliefs that we have about ourselves necessarily. We think they're the truth because we believe them so strongly that we think that they are the truth. So if you can change those beliefs that you have about yourself, beliefs that you don't necessarily recognize as limiting beliefs but you just think are fact, if you can change those beliefs, then you can change everything about your life. Circumstances aren't always in your control, but your reaction always is. Sometimes in life bad things happen, or good things happen, or interesting things happen, and you can't always control exactly what is happening to you, but you can always control who you are and what your emotional state is, because you get to choose how you react to the world. If something happens and it makes you angry, the thing that happened is not what is causing you to be angry. You are causing yourself to be angry. You are choosing to be angry in response to what happened. And sure, what happened might be really frustrating, it might be really bad, you might really want to do something about it, and maybe you can't, but your anger is still your choice. Life is now, so don't put off your happiness. Do things that you love now. Enjoy life now. If you're always putting your life off and thinking, oh, one day I'll go on that trip, or one day I'll buy that house that I really want, or maybe you think that eventually you're going to retire and then you won't have to work anymore and you'll get to enjoy life, but A, you might never make it, and B, if you do make it, you might be too old and disabled to actually enjoy it. So stop putting your life off. Do the things now that you want to do. Stop working a job that you hate. Maybe you can quit it right now and do something you love, or maybe you can at least start the process of working towards being able to do something you love in the future. Because life is too short to spend 40 hours a week doing something that is not bringing you fulfillment. Experiences are so much more valuable than things. You can spend thousands and thousands of dollars on pretty clothes and shoes and a big fancy house, but those things don't make you happy. What truly brings joy to your life and brings memories that you can look back on with joy and with pleasure is having experiences with people you love. So go on that crazy trip you've always wanted to take, spend a day helping your friends work on their house, do things with the people you love, and make memories, because that is what will really matter in the end. Everything is a learning experience. The good things and the bad things. When something bad comes into your life, you can either be bummed out about it and wish that it hadn't happened to you, or you can choose to view it as a learning experience and actually be thankful for the opportunity that it provided. The next one is something that I have to tell myself over and over and over again because I'm constantly forgetting, and that is that the only thing holding me back is me. Sure, there are some circumstances that might be obstacles in my way to getting where I want to go, but ultimately the only thing that's actually keeping me from reaching my goals is me. I need to be more disciplined, I need to have better plans, I need to go more all in more often. I need to play big or go home because I'm not gonna win unless I'm playing big. A couple days ago, I watched Beauty and the Beast with Emma Watson in it, and there's several scenes where Belle is in the village, and the village is full of ugly, small-minded people, and Belle is kind of the shining star there. She is the only true beauty, she loves to read books, she is a kind soul, and she is obviously the star of the whole town, and she kind of wonders what's wrong with everyone else. But in these scenes, there's a lot of musical scenes, and she's walking through the town, and you see Belle with her radiant face, and everyone else is ugly. And there's some girls there that have all this makeup on their face, and it's done really well. It's not like horribly ugly or anything, but they look so ugly. And then there's people with no makeup on their face, and they look ugly too. And then you see Belle, she looks so gorgeous. And I'm watching all these scenes and I'm trying to figure out, like, what did they do to make Belle stand out so much? Was it some camera trick? Was it the lighting? Did they put a spotlight on Belle? What was it? And I finally figured out that it was something that was so cliche but also so true, and that was Belle had a beaming smile on her face and everyone else was scowling. So smiling truly does make you beautiful. I need to work on that myself. I got a bad case of RBF over here, but I'm working on it. The next one might sound a little bit contrary to something you've heard before, and that is that saving is not the end-all be-all. In fact, investing is much better than saving. Now here's the thing, you do have to save first to be able to invest, so I'm not saying don't save, but once you've saved up a little bit of money or a lot bit of money, you don't just want to sit on it. You don't want to stuff it under your mattress or bury it in your backyard and save it for a rainy day. You should invest that money to grow it. I think when we think about investing, the immediate picture that comes into mind is to putting it into stocks, which is better than burying it in the backyard, but there are actually lots of better ways to invest your money. Maybe you could buy a real estate property that's going to pay you rental income. Maybe you could invest in starting your own business. There's lots of ways to invest back into you, maybe into your education so that you can get a better job or provide a better service to your customers. There are so many ways to invest your money that will multiply your money over time instead of just hoarding it for a rainy day. Here's another potentially controversial opinion, and that is you are not special. You are very valuable as a human being and you are uniquely you, but you are not special or different from other people. We're all humans. We all have the same very high value. We all have struggles. We all have triumphs. We all have advantages and we all have disadvantages. We're all going through this human experience together, and you are no more deserving of any good thing or any bad thing than anyone else. You don't deserve riches. You don't deserve the limelight, but you can create those things for yourself. You are not the chosen one, but you are also not the special victim. You are only what you make yourself. The next one is pretty obvious, but it's just always follow through with what you say you're going to do, whether you're telling yourself or you're telling someone else, whether it's a big thing or a really small thing. If you say you're gonna do it, then do it. Don't say you're gonna do it if you're not gonna do it, because that damages your credibility and it makes people not trust you. The next thing goes hand in hand with the last sentiment, and that is to talk less and do more. I fall into this trap all the time myself of talking a lot about my big plans for the future, writing out these complicated maps of how I'm going to achieve my goals, but then not always following through and not always taking the big actions that I could. I spend way too much time planning and not enough time actually taking action. So if you want to reach your goals, if you want to do big things, then start taking action and talking less. When I have a really big goal, it can seem so impossible that I feel like I will never achieve it. I see other people where I would like to be, but it seems impossible. Also, a lot of the time as I'm trying to make these goals, maybe for a 1-year goal or a 5-year goal, I think, but what if it takes so much longer for me to do it than I think it will? I know that I could eventually do it if I keep working and working and working at it, but what if I say, I will be a millionaire next year, and then next year I'm not a millionaire, and it takes me 10 years to get there? Then I failed at my goal, and I feel like I shouldn't even make that goal in the first place. But the reality is is that even if you overestimate your ability or underestimate how long something will take you, it's still better to make the goal. Because even if you don't make it in the time that you thought you would, at the end of that period of time, you will still be so much closer to your goal. One step in the right direction is so much better than standing still. If I make a goal of being a millionaire within the next 2 years, and 2 years come and go and I'm not a millionaire, I still will have been taking actions to try to reach that goal, and I would have been increasing my income in the process. My next piece of advice is pretty straightforward, and that is to put your phone down and actually live life. Talk to the people who are right next to you. Stop ignoring people. Stop just getting sucked into technology. It is such an addiction for so many people, myself included. We have this big, beautiful world to live in, and we are staring at this tiny little screen, watching a movie on our phone, on Facebook, talking to people in other parts of the world about random things that we probably don't care about, when we could actually look up and smile at people and have meaningful conversations that are developing relationships instead of just squabbling on the internet. Stress and tension can cripple you and make you miserable. I've noticed that in so many different areas in my life, stress has this crippling effect that makes it so I am really bad at doing a lot of different things. When I'm trying to write a book and I start to feel stressed out and worried and I don't know if it's going to go so well, then I just freeze up, I write terribly, I push myself to keep going, but honestly it's terrible. When I'm trying to play the piano and I keep hitting a wrong note over and over again and I get stressed out about all the mistakes that I'm making, then my muscles tense up and my fingers don't move on the keys how I want them to. When I'm trying to grow my business and make more money and I get stressed out and worried, about money, then I stop investing in my business, I start making bad decisions, and everything goes wrong. So relax, enjoy life, enjoy the experiences, enjoy the problems and the triumphs, but mostly just try to relax and enjoy it and stop being so stressed out about everything, because it really makes everything go wrong. Be selective with your friends. You can only have good relationships with so many people, and there's no room for being friends with toxic people who are tearing you down. If you're trying to grow stronger and better, then you need friends who will help you. You need friends that are supportive and who inspire you and who are a good influence on you. Life is easier when you have fewer things. This is pretty much what the first book that I wrote was all about. Basically just that I had so many things, about, like an average number of things for an American, I guess, and I didn't even think about it. I just thought, yeah, I have these things, but I didn't realize how much time I spent managing my things, how much time it took me to clean my house, and how distracting all these things in my house and in my life were, until I got rid of about 2/3 of our belongings and we lived with a lot less for a while, and it was so refreshing and my mind was so much more clear and I was so much happier. The next thing I've learned is one of those things that's easy to understand but really hard to implement. And that is just that whatever seems normal is easy. So if it seems normal to you to eat healthy food, if that's what you do on a regular basis, then eating healthy food is easy. You don't even think about it because that's just what's normal. If it's normal for you to wake up early, then that's not hard. You just wake up early because that's what you're used to. If you practice going to the gym every day for months and months and months, then it becomes a habit and it seems normal to you and it stops seeming hard to go to the gym. The next one goes along with that, and that is that your body can only take so much abuse. When you're young, you can eat a lot of pizza and drink a lot of alcohol and do whatever the heck you want to your body, and it doesn't seem to have much effect. Sure, maybe you don't feel great for an hour or two if you overeat, or if you drink too much, maybe you have a bit of a hangover the next day, but then you bounce back and you feel just fine. But the fact is that you're putting all of these different chemicals into your body that are not good for your body, and over time they will build up and they will start to really break your body down. You only have one body and you're not getting a replacement, so treat it well, because you do not want to have chronic pain for the rest of your life. This next one might seem a little bit random, but it is: depression is not romantic. In so many movies and books, there's this romantically depressed heroine. If it's set in an older time period, then maybe she wears these long, dark dresses, and she's so romantic and beautiful and twisted. But anyone who has actually been depressed in real life knows that depression is not romantic. Depression is like you do not care about life at all, and you feel like life is not even worth living. It is the most miserable feeling thing ever, but the worst part about it is that even when you are depressed, you can still still be falling for this myth that depression can be romantic. You can see yourself as this tragic soul and not even want to get better. But depression is not romantic. There is nothing romantic about feeling so sad that you feel like life is not worth living. And in a similar vein, neither is alcoholism or affairs. In a lot of popular movies and TV, they make it out like being an alcoholic or having a secret affair with your coworker can be super sexy and romantic. But honestly, in real life, those things are really trashy and make people miserable. So don't fall for the lies of the media, because those things will definitely not make you happy and they will ruin your life. In my really early 20s, I struggled with an eating disorder for a couple of years. I tried everything I could do to get over it because it was making me miserable. My eating disorder would balance between something like anorexia and something like binging and overeating. The biggest problem was that I had a food obsession. But what I want to share with you actually has nothing to do with the eating disorder itself, but how I got over the eating disorder. I realized that every thought I had was about food, when my next meal would be, how much I should eat. Oh no, I ate way too much. I was stressed out about food and I was thinking about it all of the time. This reminded me of some other times in my life where I had something big in my life that was controlling all my thoughts and I really needed to get over it. And that inspired me to take a specific action, which was to get a hobby. Now, if you are depressed or you have an eating disorder or you've lost a loved one or something really big in your life like that, the advice, get a hobby, probably sounds very trivial and trite and not helpful at all. And at first, getting a hobby probably will be like that. But over time, as you get more and more involved in your hobby and more interested in it, it can provide a really good distraction and it can also give more meaning to your life. So if you have something big in your life that you're trying to get over, try finding a hobby and throwing your whole self into it. Even though I try to live a kind of minimalist life and not have too many possessions, I constantly find myself holding on to things just in case. I have so many good things come into my life that seem so nice and so useful, and I think, oh, in such and such a situation, I would really want this thing. And so I hold on to it. But over time, these things really add up until my whole house is just overflowing with stuff and I have to declutter everything again. So my advice is, it's not worth it to hold on to things just in case. Be an optimist. You're going to have money in the future. You're going to have things in the future. You can replace that thing if you get rid of it now and it turns out you actually need it. The next thing I've learned is that learning how to prioritize is totally worth it. I thought that I knew how to prioritize when I would write a to-do list and then decide, yeah, that thing is the most important. I should do that first. But I didn't really learn how to prioritize until I chose a main goal for my life and focused everything in my life on that. Achieving that one goal became my priority, and it helped to organize everything else I was doing and helped me figure out exactly which things I should be focusing on. My next tip is speeding isn't worth it. If you're speeding because you're late, then you need to work on getting out the door 5 or 10 minutes earlier, because speeding only gets you to your destination a couple minutes earlier, and if you're already late, it's not really going to have that big of an impact. Plus, you're risking a speeding ticket that could be hundreds of dollars. And if you're speeding just because basically you're lazy and you have no regard for the law, well, it doesn't sound like there's much purpose to your speeding and you are risking having to spend those hundreds of dollars on the ticket. So unless I'm missing something, speeding totally isn't worth it, and you might as well just drive the speed limit and eliminate that risk. And the last thing that I want to share with you that I've learned is how important it is to continually work on becoming a better version of yourself. We hear this advice all the time to be yourself, and that in itself can be hard enough. But being yourself without really trying to be that good of a version of yourself probably isn't going to turn out that well. So yes, be yourself, but constantly work on improving. Work on becoming a better person with better character. You'll be a better friend and you'll have better relationships. You'll be a harder worker and you will make more money. Life is better when you are a better version of yourself, so continually work on growing. Okay, so that sums up the 25 things that I've learned in the past 25 years that I wanted to share with you today. If you want to learn more about me and hang out a little bit, then click the link down below to join my private Facebook group. I'm in there pretty much every day, so you definitely should check it out so that we can hang out. You can come in there and ask me questions or ask for advice or just interact with the other viewers on my channel who are appreciating these videos as well. Again, there's a link down below, so make sure you click that and join the Facebook group. Also, if you liked this video, then please click the like button. It really helps me. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't haven't already. I make 2 videos every week about intentional living, entrepreneurship, and success, and I would love to have you join me for the next one. Okay, that's all for now, but I'll see you again on Thursday.